my dear students of Standard 8, welcome to Botany class. How are you everybody? Hope you all are well and safe. Today we are going to study about reproduction in plants of chapter 4. So today's topic is reproduction in plants, and in this class we will learn about the asexual and sexual reproduction in plants and different parts of the flower. Now let's first understand what did you mean by the word reproduction. Reproduction is a unique, fundamental and natural features of all organisms. Organisms give rise to other organisms of the same kind to continue generations. Each individual organism exists as a result of reproduction. If reproduction did not occur in organism, they would be extinct. From a bacterium up to human beings, all organisms maintain the existence of their species by reproducing. So, reproduction is the complex process by which an organism produces its offspring is known as reproduction. There are two types of reproduction: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction. The reproduction of plant takes place without fusion of male gamete and female gametes is called asexual reproduction. Through asexual reproduction, offspring arise from a single parent and inherit the genes of the parents only. It is reproduction which does not involve meiosis in fertilizations. The offspring will be exact genetic copies of the parents. Asexual reproduction is mostly found in the lower graded living organism. Asexual reproduction may take place in two ways: by formation of spores and vegetative organ. First one is by the formation of spores. Asexual reproduction takes place by formation of spore in lower plants like fungi, algae, moss and fern, etc. Everybody see the figure. This is the figure of mucor. This is one kind of fungus. Before producing spores, some somatic cells are modified to form a special cell called sporangium. Sporangium is a sac-like structure. A fully formed sporangium generally bears numerous spores, but sometimes sporangium bears a single spore. Spore may develop outside the sporangium. These are known as exospore. Some exospore are known as conidium. This type of fungus, that means mucor, reproduces asexually by the forming of enormous number of microscopic spores inside the sporangium. And another fungus like penicillium reproduces by the formation of conidia. Now, vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction is a form of asexual reproduction in plants, in which multicellular structure become detached from the parent plant and develop into new individuals that are genetically identical to the parent plant. The vegetative reproduction in angiosperm can be divided into two categories, and in this method new plants are produced by the vegetative part of the plants. There are two categories: natural vegetative reproduction and artificial vegetative reproduction. Natural vegetative reproduction. This is the simplest method of reproduction in plants. The vegetative part of the plant's body, such as root, stem, root, leaf, etc., produce new member of the plants. First one is fragmentation. By the fragmentation process, plants reproduces vegetatively. Some organisms like Spirogyra, mucor, etc. bodies split into fragments. Each of these fragments develop into mature and fully grown individuals. Everybody see the figure. This one is a Spirogyra. Spirogyra is one kind of green algae. If in circumstance the body of the Spirogyra divided into many pieces, each of the pieces develops into new filament. They all are independent. Through root. Plants like dahlia, sweet potato, shagun, etc. reproduces by the root. In the figure, everybody, this one is the figure of sweet potato. Some plants like sweet potato, the adventitious roots become thick and swollen due to storage of food. Adventitious buds are also present on them. When such root bearing these buds are planted in soil, new plants are produced as a result of vegetative reproduction. Then next one is modified stem. The stem whose shape are not as like as a normal stem, they are called modified stem. You know that you must know which part of the plant's body is known as stem. In some cases, stems are modified. Some of these modified stems have no resemblance with true stem for their appearance and position. And stems are modified to form the function of storage of food, support, protection, and vegetative propagation. This modification can be given below by the formation of tuber. Everybody see the figure. This one is a figure of potato. Potato is a underground modified stem. Tubers of the potato are formed by the outgrowths from the lowest axillary bud, which turns downwards into the soil. Eventually, the tip of the underground stem fills with starch and swells rapidly to form a tuber. And in the tuber, there is many eye bud. This one is a eye bud. From the eye bud, new plants is produced, and which are independent plants. Next one is rhizome. Rhizome is another modified stem. This one is a ginger. The example of rhizome is ginger and turmeric. Rhizome lies parallel inside the soil. Like stem, it bears distinct node and internode. Internode bear scale leaf and auxiliary bud. They become flattening and juicy by storing of food. In favorable condition, this bud grows into individual plants. Another one is bulb. Bulb is another underground modified stem. The example of bulb is onion and garlic. This is very small stems. New plants grow on their axillary bud and terminal bud. Offset is another modified stem. The example of offset is a water hyacinth, spirodilla, etc. From a very short runner called an offset. Runner grows out horizontally from the auxiliary bud and forming several new plants. After some days, the daughter plants are detached from the mother plants and grow individually. Stolon. Stolon is another subaerial modified stem. Everybody see the figure. This type of stolon found in the arum, mint, that means pudina, etc. You may have seen arum stolon. These are branched from arum and modified for the reproduction. Stolon produce buds at the terminal end and thus helps in reproduction. Next one is a bulbil. Bulbil is a modified stem. Sometimes the axillary bud does not grow, but it stores food materials inside it. And after maturity, the bulbil detaches from the mother plants and drop on the soil and finally produces new plants. The example of bulbil is a yam. From leaves. Reproduction of Bryophyllum nightqueen takes place by its leaf. During rainy season, when a leaf falls on the ground, many new buds originate from every notch of its margin and gives rise to a new plants. All the process of vegetative reproduction cited above occurs naturally. The daughter plants that grows from vegetative reproduction has the same characteristics as the parents. So, no new character appear. So, for the production of better quality cash crop, artificial vegetative propagation method is used. Now let us talk about artificial vegetative reproduction. Many fruits producing plants like mango, lychee, lemon, palm, there is no vegetative reproduction, but artificially from their branches, new plants can be grown by adopting special technique. The plants produced by this method will give flowers and fruit within a short period of time. Artificial reproduction is nowadays a big business. For successful artificial propagation, experience is necessary. Artificial vegetative reproduction is a type of plants reproduction that involves human intervention. The most common types of artificial vegetative reproductive techniques including cutting, grafting, etc. Now let us talk about cutting. The process by which a straight, young and fresh stem develops root and thus enable the stem to live individually is known as grafting. A cut is made in the bark of the stem where roots to be developed. Now, the cut is to be covered by soil and cow dung, and finally with the help of cellophane tape or polythene to protect the fall of soil and cow dung. This part of the stem should be kept moist by regular watering. If kept in this condition, root will grow in a couple of days. The stem with root separated from mother plant grows into a new plant after planting. Now, cutting. When the branch of plant such as cotton, rose, china rose, sugarcane, marigold, etc. are cut into pieces and planted in the soil, they often grow into new plant. This process of artificial reproduction is called cutting. You have observed that stem cuttings of rose, if put into moist soil, grows new leaves after a few days. Each stem of these kinds grows into a new tree rose. Now let us talk about the sexual reproduction process in plants. The unit of sexual reproduction is gamete, and gamete produced within the flower. So a flowering plant produces offspring through sexual reproduction. And the definition of sexual reproduction is: sexual reproduction is a process that creates a new organism by the fusion of male gamete and female gametes. And flower is the reproductive part of plant because flower produces reproductive organ. And the definition of the flower: a flower is the highly modified shoot which is developed generally for the purpose of reproduction. Now let's see the different parts of the flower. The main function of flower is to propagate by producing seeds to maintain the continuity of the species. There are many flowers bloom near your school and house. First, you take some flowers among it and observe carefully. Have you seen total 5 parts in every flower? The parts of receptacle, calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. If you got all those parts, then the flowers are known as complete flower. And if you did not get 1 or 2 parts, then the flower are known as incomplete flower. Some flower may have extra part under the calyx, such as china rose, that means jaba. This extra part is called epicalyx. Among these 5 parts, calyx and corolla indirectly helps in pollination. So this calyx and corolla is called accessory whorl, and androecium and gynoecium directly take part in the reproduction. So androecium and gynoecium is called essential whorl of a flower. Everybody observe the figure. This one is the longitudinal section of a complete flower. Now I will explain different parts of a flower. First one is receptacle. Receptacle usually round and developed at the tip of the floral axis. Mainly, receptacle hold all the parts of the flower, and the slender long structure which attached below the receptacle is called stalk. The flower which have stalk, they are called stalked flower, and the flower which have no stalk, they are called unstalked flower. Now next one is the outermost whole of a flower is called calyx. Each part of calyx is called sepal. If the sepal of calyx are not separated, it is called gamosepalous, and if the sepal are separated, it is called polysepalous. Usually sepal is green in color, so sepal takes part in the production of food. Their main function is to save the inner parts of a flower from the sun, rain, and attract of insect and pest. When the calyx is of different colors, it plays important role in pollination, and it attracts different animals such as insects, birds, etc. as the medium of accomplishing pollination. Now, petal. Petal is the second whole of a flower. All petal collectively called corolla. If the corolla is segment then called a petal. If the petal in a corolla are separated from each other, the term polysepalous is used then. In case of having sepals wholly or partly fused, they are called gamopetalous. Corolla are usually colorful. They protect the inner parts of a flower from the sun and rain. Bright colorful corolla attract insects, birds, etc. and helps in pollination process. Now androecium. Androecium is the male reproductive part of the flower, and it is a essential whole. Each part of androecium is called stamen, and a stamen consists of two parts, that is anther and filament. Anther and filament combinedly called a stamen. Pollen grain produced inside the anther, and in the pollen grain there are produces gamete. These gamete take part in the reproduction. And last one is a gynoecium. Gynoecium is a female reproductive part which is present at the center of a flower. Each part of gynoecium is called carpel. A carpel consists of three parts. That means the above part it is called stigma, and below the stigma there is a long thread-like part, it is called style, and the swollen part it is called ovary. Inside the ovary there are produces ovule. Ovule is a female reproductive cell or gamete. Through this gamete, plants complete their sexual reproduction process. These are the different parts of a flower. Okay, everybody, today up to this. Thank you everybody.